All right. Let's get this going. Testing. Let's see if this is live. All right, cool. Good stuff. Self-repair. Why isn't that working? Let's take this wand out. Actually, let's put it on here. There we go. Interesting. Come on, wand. Show me what you can do. There we go. Okay. Welcome to whoever joined. I'm not sure I can see yet. I am a newbie when it comes to these live streams. My voice is a little screwed up today. We're just doing some testing here. I got this gorgeous elephant. Let's see if I can get this to focus. This is very much trial and error stream. Welcome, guys. I'm starting to see people pour in here. I'm a total noob to these live streams, but this is fun. I have no clue what I'm doing. Let's see. This does not want to focus. That's interesting. Let's try some filters here. Oh, that's cool. No filter. Hey, what's up, JST Hobbies? How you doing, brother? I'm just watching some fights right now. I don't know if you're into UFC or not. We got the Mexico card, so they stack the cards with a lot of Mexican fighters. We got a fight that's just about to start right now, and I'm going to be testing some of these beautiful coins I got with me. I wish I could figure out how to get this to focus, though. I'm using my phone, and normally I could just tap on the screen and it'll focus, but I guess if I hold it down like this, I can still get some good shots. Let's play with some lighting here. There we go. That looks a little better. All right, so we got doing well. More light, even more than I got. Let's see. I got a light directly over. How's that looking? I don't want to wash stuff out. Oh yeah, okay. I'm watching this screen now on my end. Cool, thanks for the help, man. I don't know if you're into UFC, but we got the Cherez-Lacerda fight going down. Looks like a good scrap so far. If I bring in my iPad, it kind of washes out the background. So I'll just be doing this testing with my little Sigma here. Where are you from, JST Hobbies? You an American, Brazilian, a Mexican? All right. Going through, just testing these elephants now. That one looks good. Got a whole bunch more of them here to go. Tennessee. Oh, good stuff, brother. Good stuff. I was just hanging out in Platinum Beast channel earlier when he was live. He's from the Alabama area. And I had no clue about any of that part of the country. I'm over here in California. And he was showing me some places down there. Definitely into UFC. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, he was showing me some places down in Alabama that I didn't know existed. Like Orange Beach. They actually have beaches out there in the Alabama Gulf. And they looked fantastic. Oh, we got a good takedown there. Looks like Lacerda's on top now. Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to have two conversations at once. I'm just easily distracted. But yeah, the South, I just didn't know anything about it. I thought it was all just kind of swamplands and stuff, other than Florida. But like the Panhandle, though, that's beautiful. I hear good things about Tennessee and Kentucky. Oh no, looks like Cherez is locking up a triangle. Oh, is he getting that? Oh, that's in. Oh, he tapped. Whoa. Sheesh. Sheesh, that crowd's going fucking nuts. It's good to see the Mexican fighters win one every now and then. Whew. Haven't seen a good triangle in a while. Gosh, that's epic. Lots of hills and valleys, lots of lakes and empty land. Oh, that sounds like paradise, man. You know, my family's got a bunch of land out in the country here in California. And it's beautiful, but I don't live there. You know, I live with my wife in the inner city. And bro, it is crazy. What's up, Gnomes of Luna? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it is crazy out here in California, man. You see like syringes on the ground all the time. You see like just tent cities and stuff just on the sidewalk. Like we have this one they call them, get this, they call them unsheltered out here. Gnomes of Luna, I mailed you about the Walmart thing. Oh yeah, bro, so many people are emailing me now about that. That is pretty nuts. I did see, was it you that posted my video on Silver Degen Club? I think it is. Thanks for doing that for me. One of my Reddit accounts got banned, my Stacker Factor Metals one. And so if I repost anything with my new account, then they ban that one too. So I think I have some kind of shadow ban on me or something. But the account works as long as I don't post. So thank you for doing that for me. I got family in Santa Maria. Oh, right on. Santa Maria is actually pretty beautiful. The cities are disgusting along coastal California. Eastern Cali is where it's at. Yeah, Eastern Cali is pretty cool. You got a lot of beautiful land over there. I love going out to Death Valley, Sequoia National Park, the mountains there up towards Northern California on the east. Gorgeous stuff. Hey, well, thanks, Gnomes of Luna, because, yeah, people are reaching out left and right saying that's happening to them. I was thinking it was just happening to me because I buy such a stupid amount of silver from them, but I know other people are probably buying smaller amounts and getting canceled by Walmart. So really weird stuff. I mean, they make money when people buy from them, so I don't really get it. A lot of people that know a little more about like how credit cards work in that industry have been contacting me saying like there's some kind of money laundering thing that they might have to do or this or that, but that's not what Walmart was telling me. They were telling me they were canceling the order because of fraud prevention. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that, Gnomes of Luna. But yeah, Santa Maria is a beautiful place. California has some decent coastal areas, just not not the San Francisco Bay Area, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. But you were saying there, inland, eastern, Lake Tahoe is absolutely fantastic. That whole wooded area up there is so beautiful. I was actually thinking about that today and how I wish I was up there. Time seems to kind of like pass differently up in the mountains. I can't really explain it, but there's just something about the mountains that I really like. And sometimes Lake Tahoe gets hot enough where it does feel like a beach. There are some like sandy parts of Lake Tahoe that you can just lay out and have a couple beers and just pass the whole day out there. No one bothers you. It's nice and clean. Let's see, I'm gonna move stuff down a little bit here, make it easier to get into frame. Oh, move it up, I mean. Validated, it's not Capital One. Got the same Walmart runaround as you from the Indian call center. Yep. I even got the American manager, and one of them was actually pretty nice. The other one was just, let's just put it this way, she was very sassy and kind of made it seem like I was doing something wrong. So, not the best customer service over at Walmart. I don't like Lake Tahoe as much as the areas nearby. It's too touristy. There's a lot of Eastern Cali that's not really known about, though. Yeah, you're right. Lake Tahoe is super duper touristy, but there's areas around there that are really cool, as well as like on the way to Lake Tahoe, you go through these little towns like Placerville and Strawberry. And a lot of times people overlook those and just go up to Tahoe, but those are awesome. Placerville has this little lake called Sly Park, or if that's not the name of the lake, that's the name of the park, Sly Park. And it is freaking beautiful. It's like a little mini Lake Tahoe, but you don't have to go over the mountain. All right, we're on to the kangaroos. Yeah, exactly. Those little mountain towns are freaking beautiful. All right, I wonder what our next fight is. Gnomes, are you into UFC at all? I got the fights on, and there was another guy in here. I'm not sure if he's still in here, but he was a fight fan. Even Grass Valley and neighboring spots aren't too bad or far away from the BA. Yeah, Grass Valley is gorgeous. Are you from Cali? I don't want to, dox you on the spot here. But yeah, Grass Valley is a wonderful place. Nevada City even is pretty cool. Reno is pretty cool. That's where my family goes to vacation. Oh, right on, Gnomes. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, my family goes up to Reno to vacation. I prefer Vegas personally, just because, I'm younger. I'm not a boomer. Take the wife out there, but when I get older, when I turn into a boomer, I'm definitely going to be hitting up Reno. Yeah, so much better. I'm sure it is. There's just something about walking around endless casinos for me. I'm a people watcher, so you can't beat Vegas for people watching. But yeah, Reno is an interesting place. They got that Cabela's up there. I gotta say, I am a big fan of that. Yeah, I really need to explore that area more. I haven't been up to Redding in a while. Chico is quite beautiful. Chico is a really underrated Northern California city. I had a couple friends that went to college out there, and I would go visit them and party with them. And that was... You saw some stuff out in Chico. That party scene, God, there was one time we were out just having some fun, and there's just college students everywhere. This was back when I was in my early 20s. And there's this girl, I guess she she forgot to put a tampon in, and you know, she's dressed in this tiny little mini skirt, drunk as hell and just bleeding all over the place. And I thought something was wrong with her at first. I'm like, girl, did you like fall down or hurt yourself? And she looks down and she was so embarrassed. Yeah, Chico is wild. Reading is cool and totally overlooked up that way. I like our, what's that say? Arcadia and Mount Shasta. Oh yeah, Mount Shasta is another level. Another level. I get the people watching aspect. I can only really do Fremont Street. So Fremont Street is where I like to go to gamble when I go to Las Vegas. I don't gamble on the Strip. I've only won at the Venetian before. But when I did win, it was the last time I went to Vegas in the summer. I won at the Venetian after losing all day. I won all my money back. And then as we're walking back, I think we were in the Wynn or something. This was after a UFC event. We didn't go to the event, but we were just walking through the Wynn, and I see Dominic Cruz just standing there. He's just all by himself in the front of the Wynn, just chilling. After announcing the fights that night, people didn't recognize him. Just went up with my wife. We were just talking to him for a good 10 minutes. And all these other fighters came up to give him props. I guess they like to stay at the Wynn when there's UFC events. And he didn't stop talking to us. He didn't, tell us to take off or anything. He's like, hey, you guys want pictures? And just literally spent 10 minutes with us, being a cool dude. And being that I'm a Uriah Faber fan and even used to train at Uriah's gym, there's a little animosity there between those two guys, even still to this day, but he didn't hold it against me. Whereas I met Anthony Smith in Vegas once when I was with my wife, and I could hear him say, I'm really tired, when he was talking to his friends. And I'm like, oh, that's Anthony Smith. My wife's like, oh, let's go get a picture. I'm, no, he's tired. But next thing I know, she's running over there to talk to him. And he comes up and says hi to us. And then in a mid-conversation with us, he just turns around and walks away. Just bizarre, but I felt a little bad for him, being that I could tell he was tired. But it was kind of a dick move. But at the end of the day, I get it, He's got bigger and better things to be doing than just hanging out with me. But yeah, like Circa downtown. I don't like to stay downtown Vegas unless it's at Circa, that new hotel they built. That is a fantastic hotel. Gnomes of Luna. I've got the wireless protocol for the PMV Pro Mini 50% decoded. If you happen to want it and are techish, they make those in Davis, CA. No, they actually make them in Chico. They make them in Chico. I talked to the guys who make them once on the phone to ask for Easter eggs and tips and tricks and just anything else. But I'm not techish, so I wouldn't be able to do much with it. There was a guy that was building he had kind of decoded it and had his own little PMV that he was building. And he was only going to charge people like $100 or $200 for him. But then he just disappeared off of Reddit. And I don't know what happened to him, or if he got in trouble for copyright or not copyright, but patent or whatever. It's a nice little machine though. I do like the new one, the way it looks that they came out with, the Investor. But the Mini is pretty cool because of the little nipple that you can attach to it. This little guy right here, which I think the Investor has one too, but you can't hook it up to an iPad. I like being able to hook it up to an iPad because then I can density test it. Let's see if I can get this going here. This does not want to work today. Yeah, let me see if I can. You might already know this, but the density test is what makes this thing super cool. And 10-ounce bars can't be density tested. Oh wow, I gotta set the weight here. 10-ounce bars can't be density tested on the other ones because they're not big enough to do it. With the iPad, you get this screen here. Let's see if I can get this out. Come on. It doesn't want to come out. So I'm just going to set it on there. But But yeah, that density test is the way to go. I remember the other guy, his website was up a couple months ago when I checked, but progress was frozen. It'd be cool to find out some more about what's going on with that. Yeah, I have a PMV Pro Mini too. Okay, cool. No, I wouldn't switch if I were you. I wouldn't switch if I were you. You can't density test these bigger bars. I don't buy too many 10-ounce bars anymore, but it's nice to be able to have that ability to do that. I got to figure out how to zoom in when I'm live here. I can't really change anything on this interface. I should be using OBS, but I'm just using my phone for this one. I thought it would work. But either way, this is still cool. I can still get my shots here. Yeah, I like to, oh God, I got to switch that back. I like to test every single piece that I get, especially if I'm going to be reselling something. I definitely am not going to sell someone a piece that hasn't been tested. I don't want to be caught with my pants down and get tricked. I really don't find too many fakes. I don't think I've ever actually found a fake. I bought a couple fakes just to see how they would work on the machine. But all these years of buying and selling on PMs for sale, I thought I would find at least one. I don't buy from sketchy sellers though, and most of the sellers that I buy from already have Sigma machines, and they send me pictures of their stuff on the machine before they ship it to me. I'm pretty good at zooming in. Yeah, testing and paperwork are yeah, I know, it's worth it. These things, as you know, these things are expensive, but they're worth every penny. It gives you a lot of freedom to buy and sell in the private market that way. All right, we got another fight coming up. Let's see, Jesus Aguilar. I always bet a little bit of money on the fights just to keep them interesting. Usually like $5 or $10 a fight. And then I flip that money over into either more silver or Theta. Theta's the only crypto that I buy. I don't know if you have any crypto gnomes. But Theta is, I know it's proof of stake and not proof of work. But I like the idea behind it, and that's really what it comes down to. Let's see, you say, I got an Engelhard from BE via Walmart that won't pass the PMV. Whoa, from bullion exchanges, I found some other folks whining about the same problem, and I guess some of them are 98%. Had to do a whole water. Okay, whoa. I wonder if bullion exchanges knows that, because they do test their stuff, I believe. I believe they have a Sigma Pro, and they test everything that comes in. But if you're telling me that there's a 98% Engelhard, do you know, does it have a year on it or anything? Huh. Never heard that. That's scary, though. I know Britannia's used to be like 98% silver. I forget what years, though, like the older years. Oh, it's a 100 ounce. Sheesh. Okay. That's really interesting. I wonder what's making it not be fine silver. I almost bought a 100 ounce Engelhard bar. Actually, the other day, bullion.com was selling them, and they were selling them cheap. They were selling them for $23.10 or something shipped. They sold out really, really quick, but they had like 20 of them or something. I don't know why they were selling them so cheap. Maybe that's why. Someone told me that bullion.com is actually owned by Atmex. I can't verify that, but it's a good source. It's a silver degen mod, so those guys would know. I'm glad you're on that sub too, Gnomes, because those guys are straight up legit. All right, the Aguilar Mendonca fight is happening right now. It looks like Aguilar is the Mexican. Mendonca's probably, He might be Mexican or Brazilian. I didn't see the tail of the tape there. But it's a good scrap so far. One of my coaches is going to be fighting on the main card in a little bit, Ricky Tercios. He was a kid when he was coaching me, though. He was only like 24. It was before he won the Ultimate Fighter. Guy is a badass. He's just like this scrawny little guy. I thought he was a fellow student, like a newbie when I first came to class that day. And he was there. He's like, no, I'm your coach. I'm like, what? Crazy. It was spinning back fist day. Let me tell you, you don't want to be on the end of a spinning back fist by a pro fighter. That shit would hurt. All right, getting through these Philharmonics here. I got some other good stuff coming up too. Making good progress. Yeah, I kind of like being live like this. It's easy. It's definitely not as hard as trying to make a video. They bought the domain from someone else. Wow, okay, bullion.com. That's funny because I actually went to that domain. Oh, I gotta move that. I actually went to that domain a couple years ago just to see what was there. And it was just some like generic domain. So that's a good purchase from them. It's good to see them selling cheap there too. I would usually shy away from buying silver from APMEX just because they were always more expensive than everyone else. But APMEX is where I would get my gold from on Walmart. They got the cheapest. You can still buy gold for $50 under spot when you use that Capital One card if it'll work from APMEX. I think they have gold Britannias on there pretty cheap if I'm not mistaken. I forget which coin it was. I've been tempted to do a microscope stream. Oh, that would be freaking cool, dude. That would be cool. I've looked into buying those. Those are really, really cool. APMEX is great through Walmart. Terrible for 363 days a year on their website. Yeah. Yeah, APMEX is a strange place. But bullion.com has been killer, and they do have decent prices just without the card on bullion.com. Not buying through Walmart or anywhere else. Not the best prices, but still decent. I found Great Lakes Coin to be a pretty reputable spot. They don't charge too much extra for taxes, if you catch my drift. So I've been scooping from them every now and then. But the Somali elephants that I got from them did have a little toning, so I don't know if there's some humidity out there. I think they're in like Michigan or somewhere out there, Ohio, something like that. Wherever one of the Great Lakes states. In fact, those were you can see here the toning all over the rims of these elephants. But the faces of the coins aren't toned at all. They're perfect. It's just the rims. I have no clue why. The bottom ones in these elephants, though, the very bottom one that came with the original tube is like a red color. It's completely toned over. I actually like it. It looks really cool. I might bust it out later. I have no clue why I did that, but I got a couple of those that I put in capsules just to keep them like that. All right, I got these bad boys recently. Some polar bears. I love these things. These 1.5 ounce coins are probably my favorite weight. It just feels like actual like pirate booty treasure. Yeah, the thickness is really cool too. It makes it seem like it's worth more. Like it seems like you get more silver than what you actually get. So really like this weight. And of course, you know, Royal Canadian Mint, can't go wrong. The polar bears are dope. I looked out and got a bunch of those on a generic 1.5 ounce sale. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you see them every now and then. Usually people jump on them, but sometimes they sleep on them, and I just see them sitting there, so I'll take them. I'll take them all day long. Dimensions, rounds. There we go. All day long on these. All right, let's keep going here. Oh, but yeah, to circle back to Circa, if you get a chance to stay at Circa in Vegas, I know you said you're a Reno guy, but that hotel has the freaking coolest pool area. It's just this massive, massive pool area with a bunch of pools, and then the biggest TV, I think, in all of Vegas out there. It's like 3 or 4 times the size of a movie theater TV or movie theater screen, but it's an actual TV, and they play all the sports you could possibly want. Really, really cool. And you know, since it's downtown, you're not paying strip prices. The wife and I got a suite out there actually not too long ago, and it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then you got Fremont, you know, right at your front door. So if you're gonna go gamble or go get drunk, Fremont is grimy though. It is freaking grimy. I went to the opening day. Just happened to be there. A TV screen. Oh, you went to the opening day? Awesome burger place on the left side of it too. Are you talking about Oscars? If you're talking about Oscars, that's like my favorite restaurant in all of Las Vegas. And what's cool about Oscars is it's cheap. It's so cheap. You can eat pretty much all you want there and not pay a fortune. If you go to the steakhouse though, that's in the Circa, you're gonna pay a lot of money. It's not worth it. Just go to Oscars. I think so. I just remember the martini burger. Yeah. Well, Oscars is like a historical thing. That's where like the Rat Pack guys would go. They just remodeled it. I don't know if it's, you know, all trendied out now or what. But I love that place. It's just an odd weight, so it's easy to take advantage of a seller overselling the weight. Yeah, kind of. You're kind of right. People are bad at math too. I know it's not a lot of math, but I'm one of those people that sucks at math. So I get it. Becoming a silver stacker has actually taught me quite a bit about, you know, weights, for example, like troy ounces and having to add up all the pricing and all that. So it's helped my math skills a little bit since I started stacking. But it's just an interesting hobby. You learn a lot of stuff. You meet some interesting people. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, if you just put your money in a high yield savings account or this or that, which, you know, I do diversify. But for me, I just don't trust it enough. I like having something I know I can fall back on, something that can't be stolen from me. Oh, I meant inside the Circa. There's a burger stand on the second floor on the left of the TV. Second floor on the left of the TV. Okay, maybe I missed that. I only learned how to use spreadsheet software after. Yeah, me too. I used that free like Google Sheets one. Yeah. That is so funny. It's so funny too, because my wife does spreadsheets as part of her job, and she was always telling me that I need to make them for stuff, and I would always blow her off until I started having to stack and keep track for the IRS, and now I think they're the best thing ever. I still suck at them though. I'm not good at the formulas. I wish I was though. They offered that back even when I was in high school. They had little Excel classes and stuff. JS Hobbies. How long have you been stacking? JST Hobbies. I like collecting paper money from around the world, but recently got into silver. Oh, right on. I've been stacking, let's see, I've been stacking on and off for about 6 years, but it wasn't hardcore until maybe like 3 years ago. Back then I would only buy maybe like 10 Eagles a year, just because I wanted to have them in my like bug out bag. Before I became a stacker, I was into prepping and all that. I still am. There's a lot of stuff that's really handy to learn about prepping, and I suggest everybody learn a little bit. But back then it was kind of a niche, and after The Walking Dead came out, it kind of turned into like an industry, and everything around prepping got really, really expensive. So I kind of stopped doing that as much and started focusing more on the silver side of things, because I started getting paid more and realizing, hey, I need to have some kind of financial literacy. I started looking into how to use credit to my advantage. I started looking into different types of investments, where to park money, how to avoid taxes legally, how to not get ripped off. And all roads kind of led back to silver, honestly. Silver really is what keeps me honest. All this money that I put into my silver, I'm not spending on dumb stuff. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to grab some more stuff to test here. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to bust out a couple more tubes. But yeah, all roads kind of led back to silver for me. Gnomes of Luna, the key in life is to only be into hobbies that are either not yet or no longer cool to be in. You are so freaking right, man. So one thing to really hammer that point home is, I remember the day that my friend and I learned about Bitcoin. This had to be back in like 2008. It was a long time ago, before Bitcoin was even like a thing. It was so early on. Both him and I were like big, like we had just watched Zeitgeist for the first time, and we were really into like the conspiracy type stuff. I won't even call it conspiracy type stuff anymore. We were into, the nitty gritty of what was happening in the world. And Bitcoin was brand spanking new. And I was learning about it, listening to people talk about it online who were like, yeah, this is money of the future. Buy it now. Back then, it was really, really hard to buy it. There weren't a million exchanges. There was like one sketchy way to get it. And they charged you like $50 to be able to buy it. Even if it was like, I think at that time it was like $10 a coin. It was just probably even cheaper than that. It was just dirt cheap, but the fees to buy it ended up being like $60. And I was trying to get my roommate to go halfsies with me. That way we could spend 120 and get the coins. And I was like, yeah, I'll split them with you. We'll split it in like 20 years from now and we'll be rich. And he looked at me and he's like, $60 for paper or for computer money? Like, that's a scam. I still remember that conversation crystal clear in my memory, like it was yesterday. And in a way, he was right. But at the same time, we still would have made a lot of money. And I wish I didn't listen to him. And since it's blown up, I've been like that about everything now. Like, you have to get into it when it's not cool, not trendy, when no one knows about it. And it is a risk. You really have to put your nuts on the table and risk it. But that's how you achieve greatness, and that's how you achieve what you want in life. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah, I could stack all my money into a 401k now and probably make a good amount of money. Yeah, the market could crash, or you could lose it all, or they could change the law or whatever. I could make a good amount of money, but it's not enough for me. I'd rather go big or go home. I'd rather put it in something else, put it in something more of a gamble. Playing it safe only gets you so far in life. When I was coming up in high school, I wasn't a loser. I was a pretty like middle of the road kid. I had some really good friends. I was a nerd, but I wasn't like a jock. I wasn't like this kid that all the girls wanted to date. And my thing was like, I just want to be normal, right? I just want to have a run-of-the-mill experience, go to a run-of-the-mill college, maybe work in a cubicle, smoke some weed here and there, and just have a good life. And then I got that around the time that I got out of college. and I realized I want anything but this. I want anything but this. This being just normal and having everything normal is not for me. I need something crazy. I need something different. I'm willing to put my nuts on the table and try something else, because just being normal and just being like everyone else and drinking the Kool-Aid and eating the corn syrup, for me, that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. My life is pretty cool. My wife is beautiful. She's awesome. My dog is weird and beautiful and cool. So for me, I think not following the status quo, like you're saying, is the best thing to do in life, because following the status quo is just going to get you mediocre results at everything. And then you're going to end up having a mediocre life. Now, that isn't to say that you should be extremely risky, foolishly risky with stuff, or have expectations that you can't achieve. You know, like, I don't ever think I'm going to be a billionaire in life, but I know that if I believed it enough and that's what I really wanted, maybe, but I'm not willing to make those type of sacrifices to achieve that. But I do have some pretty crazy desires that I want to accomplish in this life, and I've accomplished some of them already. So I think that's what matters, you know? All right, let me get to some of these chats. Sorry about that rant, guys. 2010 is when the paper came out, but yeah, I started mining shortly after paper was released. Oh, right on, right on. 2009. I used to talk to the CEO of Dwala on AIM while he was still running it. I actually don't know what Dwala is. I remember AIM though, and before AIM, there was something called ICQ, and that used to get me made fun of in school because people would call me a nerd. I was one of the very first kids in my entire high school to have the internet, and yeah, people thought it was weird. People also thought when cell phones were first coming out, if you texted a girl, they thought you were weird. If you didn't call them, because that was the social norm, if you texted them, they would be like, who's this weirdo sending me a text? Now I don't think there's a single girl out there with a phone that doesn't text. I spent years in a small town being called crazy for doing this digital money stuff and not doing gold and silver. Now I've done a 180 with active investments, but balance in all directions. Yep, there you go. There you go. It's weird how things change like that, huh? The digital money stuff was considered for kooks and weirdos, and yep, look at people now. I'm not against crypto either. I'm just not super for it because I understand the dangers of it. And now that like governments and law enforcement and three-letter agencies understand crypto, they're not going to use it to make our lives better or to give us more privacy. They're going to use it to exploit us and to try to drain us for, you know, all we're worth. And that's kind of my problem with crypto. I mean, they even did that with gold and silver when they confiscated it, you know? They just wanted to take it all for themselves. They didn't want to put it in the coinage. Or, I mean, I know they put it in the coinage, but their intentions are nefarious. They're not good. And it's sad because that's our own government, you know? You kind of expect them to love us and protect us and honor us and respect us, and that's just laughable today. Dogs, wives, weird hobbies are the way to go, man. Yeah, I mean, ain't that a quote? I'm gonna have that put on my tombstone, man. That is fucking funny. Yellow. This Brit is yellow. This Brit is yellow. What's that mean? Not talking about my coin, right? I better not have a yellow coin. Dwala was how you used to get money into Mount Gox exchange back in the day. Oh, whoa. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's see. I got these that I haven't opened yet. I don't know if I want to crack them open. Why not? Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to open these. One sec. I'm going to grab some more. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to crack those Armenians open. I know those. I got those from bullion exchanges, so I'll test them if I ever sell them, but I like having the steel on there. Let's see. It's just something about having your investment or hobby in a physical form. Yeah, JST Hobbies, you're right. There's just something about it. I'm not a control freak, but I'm suspicious that other people want to control me, if that makes sense. And if I have my investments, like the ones that I do, those can be taken away from me at any time if I say something wrong, or like what happened with the Canadians, how they were shutting down their bank accounts if they posted something on YouTube that was non-accepted by their government, not PC. I don't like that at all. That scares the crap out of me. You can have $1 billion in the bank and they can freeze it, and then you have nothing. I am into crypto in the original cyberpunk sense, as I want my things secured by laws of physics, not by laws of man. Most of the older stuff that would be considered cryptocurrencies are. Yeah, absolutely. 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 Based on the PM scene, there are strong early ties between cyberpunks and PMs. All the new schisming is just dividing and conquering by the fiat dealers. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about control for them. Yes, one of your Brits was in the yellow. Okay. I'm not sure which one it was. I'm assuming it was one towards the back, right, Luna? I can take a peek here. All of these came from the same tube. So let's find out. I'll go through them real quick. I won't density test these. Was it this one? This one's barely in the yellow. Let's see. Let's density test it. Ooh, yeah, it's in there. It's in there. So maybe it wasn't that one. It's one of the last Brits you were checking. No, don't worry about distracting me. This is fun. This is fun. I'm learning how to live stream here. You guys are like my training wheels. Maybe it was this one. Here's the third to last. All of them did. I did density test all of them, and they did fit. Yeah, that second to last one, this one here, did have a slightly bigger dimensions test. Yeah, you're right. Dang, nice eye, bro. Nice eye. Let's see. It's it's in there. Maybe I just didn't. You probably know this, but sometimes with the mini, if it doesn't get a completely flat surface, like let me try to put it on the wings here and see if it'll read a little differently sometimes. Yeah, it is in the yellow. The yellow is actually okay, especially if it's in here. The guys from Sigma told me that if it's right in the middle of the green, that means it's 4.9's fine. If it's right in between there, if it's right here where the yellow meets the green, that means it's 3.9's fine. But if it's anywhere else, off towards half the yellow or more, then you should be suspicious. American Eagles usually test it like in the middle of the yellow because they're not super duper pure. But now you got me paranoid. Now I got to make sure here with a few of these. Yeah, this one is also testing over there. Yeah, these all came in the same tube, so I think they're all good. I'm going to just double check this last one, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. But thanks for calling that out. Definitely let me know if I missed something. Usually when the density test passes, I don't tend to second guess it. I've never had one actually fool a density test. In fact, I have a couple of these here, which are fakes that I bought off of Amazon to use as controls. And it's interesting because watch what happens here. Look where this fake lands. It's still in the yellow. This would flag me right away though. This would flag me right away. Eagles usually don't fall that far in the yellow. They're usually towards the middle or the green a little more. But look at here when we do the dimensions. It doesn't fit. Won't fit. But it is close. This is an extremely good fake. These are copper plated silver. I don't know if it's pure copper or if they have some kind of alloy. But yeah, that is sketchy. Okay, let me try to get back to these chats here. Cypherpunks. Oh, okay, my bad. Is it financial education or weightlifting? The powers that don't want you doing... Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. They do not want you being healthy. So I'm an organic food guy. I eat no GMO foods that I know of. I only buy organic from my local food co-op. Now, granted, some of those fruits and veggies could be GMO or fake. Like the organic stuff you get at Safeway is all piped in from Mexico and they spray it with God knows what. You can't trust it. But the stuff from the food co-op, I actually know one of the apple farmers that sells only to that food co-op. And he's a straight up hippie and his stuff is straight up organic. So at least you got that. For the fight fans here, we got Christian Quinones and Ronnie Balcelos coming up. Ronnie's kind of like an OG vet. Quinones is a newish fighter, but he's not very good. Ronnie's not that great either, but he does know how to fight like a freaking homie. He is the favorite, but I'm going to take the newcomer just because I think Ronnie's 36. I'm around that age, and yeah, it's rough being in a cage fight when you're pushing 40, so this should be a good scrap. Both these guys are probably going to stand and bang. All right, back to the chat here. Cypherpunks, not cyberpunks. Okay, I'm not familiar with that term. I know what it means now just from the context, but that's kind of cool. It was one of the last Brits. Okay, I read that. The reason I wrote the driver for the PMV is so I could display the PMV's value in an OBS plugin while streaming. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is actually really, really smart, dude. This screen washes out stuff. Like if I try to show a coin, not so much when I'm live streaming, but when I'm making my own videos, if I have this in the background, it totally washes out the coin, so I have to move it before I get a close-up. This way I can do an auction stream while showing the PMV reading. Dang, that is cool. I'd love to do one of those auction streams with you. I agree with you about the yellow plus non-flat surfaces. It drives me nuts when I get something I can't validate like that. The JM Bullion Pop, yeah. Wait, JM Bullion Pop. Bullion ones are like that. There's surface to test. Oh, wow, that was a good fake. Drill it. I actually use those for shorts. I make shorts where I do ping tests on them. In fact, listen to this. I mean, I test everything with my my PMV just because it's the responsible thing to do. But I really could probably just ping test everything. And listen to this. Ugh. It just hurts your ears. It sounds like a whiny mosquito. Where is this maple? Let me get some wood to hit it with. The spoon isn't the best here. Actually, I got my trusty Stacker Factor blade. But yeah. Ah, that sound is just... I'll have nightmares about that. Whereas this sounds more like a wind chime. Nice, deep, masculine sound. And this is just like a little whiny, feminine mosquito. Ugh. Which is kind of funny I say that because only female mosquitoes bite, by the way. Males don't bite. So that's why sometimes you'll see a mosquito in your room, but you won't get any bites. All right, let's get back to these chats. California drastically reduced what organic means. Yeah, so there's a difference between 100% organic and organic. Don't quote me because I don't know if they changed the law, but 95% is all that you need to qualify for organic. Now, I don't know if that means 95% of the actual fruit or if they're allowed to add pesticides to it and still call it organic, because 5% would be, you know, pesticide probably only makes up like 1% of the overall weight. I don't know how that works, but I was looking at the co-op the other day to try to find 100% labeled products, and I really couldn't find them. So I don't know. I still will not eat anything that's just blatantly GMO. That stuff will kill you and give you cancer. Same with the artificial sweeteners. I've lost a lot of family friends to those artificial sweeteners. They would drink Diet Coke and diet sodas and stuff, and they got really, really aggressive forms of cancer that had them doing chemo forever, which that's another story, chemo. But the cancers, they would beat them sometimes, but then the cancers would just come right back. And they were young, you know. And when I say young, maybe in their late 50s, but that's way too young just to be dying of really aggressive cancers. You can see with these 4.9's fine Canadian maples here, how they test pretty much in the center of the green. That's just an ode to the Royal Canadian Mint's purity. I love how they do their stuff, 4.9's fine. Love it. Hey man, I gotta run. Ping me. All right, games. Gnomes of Luna. Thanks, man. Take care. Be safe out there. Have fun tonight. Totally worth reading up on what cypherpunks are. Will do. Yeah, I'll get a little education going. Thanks, brother. Oh, here's a milky one. This is an older one, huh? What's the year on this guy? 2009. Let's see if it tests in the green like the other ones. Yeah. Canadian Mint. Good job. All right, guys. Let's see. It looks like Canonis is trying to get Barcelos against the cage here. I thought this was going to be a stand-up war, but looks like he's taking him down. Oof. Reversal. It's a good scrap. I don't know if any of you guys have ESPN or do the Russian Stream of Freedom thing. Ooh, good fight, though. All right, let's keep plowing through these Canadian tubes. These ones do have a little bit of milk spots on them. I recently watched a Silver Dragons video where he figured out how to get rid of milk spots with a magic eraser sponge and hot water, of all things. And it didn't scratch up his coins. I tried it on a beat up milky coin that I had, and it scratched it. But one of my friends showed me a way to do it where it doesn't do that. I was doing it wrong. I had a hot bowl. I had a bowl full of hot water, and I was just dipping the little sponge and scrubbing it. What he did is actually have it under the faucet, and he had the faucet on hot, and he was using the running water and just barely touching it with the little magic eraser sponge thing. And it totally got rid of the milk spots, and it did not scratch the coin. Now, I was watching Silver Dragon's latest video about what's it called? Easy Dip or something like that, where it's like this chemical solution. He actually came out with that video today or yesterday. It's a great video. Highly recommend you guys watch it. But he was dipping old bullion coins that had a lot of toning into this stuff, and it came out looking like these maples. It came out looking really, really nice and shiny. I don't know if it would take off milk spots or not. I think those coins that he had just had toning. I really wouldn't recommend doing that, though. There's just something about dipping a coin that I don't trust. I know it doesn't eat it or really change anything off, but if someone tried to sell me a dipped coin, whether it's a bullion coin or a sovereign coin or an old Morgan, I'm probably going to stay away from it. Will silver's value ever be more in the shadows? I can't read that one word because there's this little heart thingy on my screen. I think it's the. Will silver's value ever be more in the shadows of gold? Are you saying, are you asking if the gold to silver ratio will increase or decrease? I do think that the gold to silver ratio is very, very skewed right now. It's like in the 80s to 1, like 85 to 1 or something like that. I don't know if you want to do the quick math, but I don't think it's into the 70s. Even 50 to 1 is absolutely crazy. I think it should be closer to around 30 or 25 to 1 would make a lot of sense, actually, especially if it was pegged 25 to 1. That would be kind of cool. But right now it's higher, or it's almost higher than it's ever been before. You're asking if it'll increase, as in like get up to 100 to 1? Because if it does that, I don't have much gold left, but I'm selling the rest of my gold and buying silver, because 100 to 1 is pretty nuts. I'm not sure what the record was. I know it was really crazy during COVID, but it's just, I don't see how it could stay much longer like that. It's just, silver is needed in too much stuff. And that's one of the arguments or peeves that I have with people saying that silver is going to get confiscated again, and so that's why they don't stack. The thing is, back in the day, silver wasn't used in very many things. It was used in like silverware and tea sets, and that was about it. Today, silver is used in everything. So to take silver out of just about everything, it wouldn't make sense, and it would cause a lot of disruption in people's everyday lives. Like, what are you gonna turn in your iPhone to the government because it has silver in it? I guess they could just go after bullion and coins and stuff. It would make sense to start with maybe like 100-ounce bars. I could see them doing that, kind of like how California put all these limits on the amount of ammo you can buy and then required a background check. And you used to be able to have ammo delivered right to your door, and that was it. You could have as much delivered as you want. And then they passed all these laws where, yeah, you need a background check and this and that. So maybe they can pass some kind of law that says like, okay, if you have a 100-ounce bar or more, you need to turn that in. I can see them trying to do something like that, because your average person would probably be okay with that because they own no silver. And your average stackers would hate it, but I could see them kind of bending the knee a little bit and being like, well, okay, as long as you don't take my Eagles or take my Buffaloes, 100-ounce bars, okay, you can take them. And there's only so many people that have 100-ounce bars, but I don't think they're going to be able to even do that. I don't have any 100-ounce bars, but if they tried to confiscate them, I wouldn't give them up. There was a guy on Yankee Stacking. It wasn't Tim. It was a different bullion dealer, a different coin shop owner, who was trying to say that they might try to take any US-made coin because it has the words United States of America on it and its currency. So therefore, it belongs to the United States of America, and that would be their excuse for confiscating them. But then he shows that he actually has his own little mint and that he makes little bullion, and he was just trying to sell you on that. So I think that was just a little sales pitch thing he came up with to try to dissuade you from buying other stuff and to buy his stuff. I think the complete opposite would happen. I think that if the government did decide to do a hardcore confiscation, that they would try to take stuff like buffaloes or even foreign sovereign like this. They would say, hey, you need to either get it out of the country or turn it in. And I think they would let you keep, your Morgans and any of your American minted stuff, because the US Mint sells that directly to us. The US Mint wouldn't be able to just sell us stuff and then turn around and say, okay, you need to give it back to us. That would not really, that would destroy part of the trust in our monetary system. I wouldn't give them anything legally, and that's everything. I'd be melting eagles. Yeah, Mike, I'd be melting eagles. I'm not giving them shit no matter what. And that's why you see a lot of old pre-33 gold in circulation still. That's why you can still go buy some like Goddins and stuff, because people didn't turn that shit in. I'm not turning shit in no matter what. Here's an older 1993 maple I found in this little tube. I really like how they made the queen look in this one. I know she's a stone cold bitch, but they make her look really elegant in this younger effigy of her. But yeah, anyone who turns in their silver is an idiot and really shouldn't be stacking in the first place, because that's one of like the fundamental things of being a silver stacker, is to protect what you got. Just like my Gunzos. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And I live in a state that they really, really like put the clamp down on certain things to try to get us to not have them. Like, oh, you can't have a flash hider anymore on your piece, or oh, you have to have a button that detaches your magazine, and all this weird stuff. But then they're like, get this, they're like, well, you're gonna have to get rid of your flash hider, get rid of your removable stock, get rid of your magazines, unless you register. We promise we won't do anything with the information. Just give us your name, pictures of your firearm, tell us exactly what you have, this and that, and we promise, it's all good. It's like, and so many gun owners did that. They just said, okay, I'll register, and just played that little game. And it's like, those guys deserve to have their shit taken. If the state comes and takes their shit for registering, that's on them. Honestly, I'm not even going to raise a stink about it. You guys made that choice to just, basically report yourselves to a sketchy authority. And, you bend the knee, yeah, you get the C, the confiscation. The grips on rifles are crazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. You should see. I had to buy some for my stuff. It's clownish. It's clownish. However, I did have an old, what was it? It was the Mini 15, I think it was. I forget, because I never busted out. One of those old Minis. And that thing is pretty cool. It's uncomfortable and it's long, but I didn't have to make any mods to it, because it's a fixed stock. So, but yeah, if you want anything cool, if you want anything black, you have to put that stuff on it. Luckily, none of that stuff is permanent, so if I ever decide to move to a free state, it comes right off. I'm just worried that there's not going to be too many more free states. I mean, look what happened with the Kansas City thing. The first thing that Kamala did after the Kansas City thing was make a post about, how there needs to be more control and this and that. And when they busted one of the guys who was doing, who did the bang bang at that parade, he's like, yeah, someone just looked at me the wrong way, so I did something stupid. Someone looked at you the wrong way, bro, and so now you're gonna ruin it for all of us. And doing something stupid, it's like, oh God, it's people like that ruin it for everyone, and they make sure that those people have something, just so they do ruin it for everyone. But maybe I'm just being paranoid. I think a lot of things, though, don't happen by chance. Let's put it that way. All right, we're getting through here. Looks like the Barcelos... Oh, wow. Barcelos won by decision. Good for him. Oh, no, he won by submission. I totally missed that. I was talking to you guys. He got a rear naked choke. Well, shouldn't underestimate the OGs anymore. I mean... When you're 17-5, now 18-5, you got to be pretty good, I guess. UFC is no joke. The amount of foolishness that's been happening. Oh yeah. So I saw something crazy the other day. I saw I don't know what the politically correct term is, but let's just say I saw a little person, like a really, really small little person that looked just like Lil Wayne, dreadlocks, a grill, thugging, gangbanging on the corner of a homeless shelter. I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know if he was selling drugs to the people at the shelter. But it's like, we have, like, this is something straight out of like a Hollywood type of movie. Little Wayne, gangster, like, he must have been like 3 feet tall. Like, he came up to my knee maybe, just fully hooded out. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I couldn't believe that people weren't stopping to like take pictures or like. But he was just there, and it was just there like it was just the weirdest thing. It's like, bro, move to Hollywood because you can be famous like tomorrow for this shit. One sec, guys. I'm gonna grab some more coins. All right. Yeah, it cracked me up. All right. Back with some more kangaroos. Let's see. These kangaroos, for some reason, are super prone to milk spotting. Way more than most of my other coins. These ones aren't too bad. Actually, that looks pretty fresh. Yeah, these ones are fresh. Cool. What are these, 2022s? Okay, they probably would have spotted by now if they were going to spot, but it's just weird that the Perth Mint would put out something spotty. And these are 4.9s fine, but they're not quite as in the center as the maples were, so not quite the same purity level, but that's okay. Roos are kind of like sleeper coins. You've tested more coins than I could dream of owning. Oh, well, thanks, man. Yeah, I've been stacking. Someday I might have to part with some of these. Who knows? But for now, I'm thinking about selling my John Wick gold piece. It's just gold is at an all-time high. Silver isn't. Platinum is super cheap. I might move on to some platinum coins in a little bit. I got some new 1/10 ounces I got to put on here. But yeah, the roos, the thing about the kangaroos is the platinum roos are way cooler than the silver roos, in my opinion. And the only difference is there's no lines here in the middle. It's just nice and clean. And I wish they would make the silver roos that way. It's just so busy. And I think that's why people don't like them. I'm sure the milk spotting doesn't help either. But these ones, like I said, aren't too bad. This one's got a couple on it, but it's still pretty clean. It's just interesting that these aren't super popular. I know they don't have any security features. Maybe that's why. Whereas, like, you know, the Brits and stuff definitely sell pretty quickly. And I have a decent amount of experience selling coins on PMs for sale. And yeah, even there, you know, with seasoned stackers, the roos still don't sell very well. And they are 4.9s fine, you know, so no clue. I hear people even talking about stacking nickel. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't know anything about stacking nickel. I know that the nickel paper market has been pretty lucrative for some people. But yeah, that is not my wheelhouse. I stick to silver, gold, and platinum. One day I would like to get a little osmium. Osmium is a really, really cool metal. I know it doesn't have too many uses right now, but just the sheer rarity, owning something that rare is really, really cool. But what's stopping me from that is I've seen people try to unload their osmium, and like they're lucky if they get half of it, half of what they paid for it. I've seen $1,000 worth of osmium sell for $600, and the guy was happy to get that. So the market for it is not there. And this was in PMs for sale on Reddit. So, you know, these are people that buy a lot of cool stuff like that. It wasn't like he put it on eBay and tried to sell it. It was to actual people that, you know, would buy something like that, and they weren't willing to pay very much money for it. I don't really know how you would test it, but it's hard to find anything else. In fact, you can't find anything else that weighs that same amount. So I guess there might be some kind of water test you could do to it. I just don't know enough about how to confirm it. Luciteria sells some really, really beautiful osmium bars, though. Really beautiful. They go for about $1,000 on there. But, you know, I can get distracted all day long by some of those exotic metals when, in the end, it just comes down to silver for me. Let's check my battery. Okay, I still got half a battery here. You know, I am a silver stacker. I can't forget that. It'd be nice to pick up some more platinum if it drops down to the mid 850s or so. It was at 881 a few days ago, as a matter of fact, and I was thinking about it. I had some that I could buy for a $50 premium, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. And partly because every now and then, once in a blue moon, someone on PMs for sale will come on there and sell some for spot, just straight up spot. I don't know why. No, I don't ask questions, but I try to grab those, because if you can get platinum at spot, especially sub 900, look out. That is a great deal. You can turn around and flip that if you want, or you can just sit on it and be lucky, be happy that you got it at that price. A lot of these roos have little dings. I don't know if you guys can see that. This particular tube has a bunch of those, I've been noticing. Not that I really care, because they don't have any milk spots, which I'm super happy about. Milk spots don't really bother me, but I like knowing that I'm getting coins with milk spots before getting coins and then finding out that they have milk spots. Some sellers can be a little shady like that, although most of the good sellers know that they will get called out if they sell something with milk spots. Milk spots are just spots, though. It doesn't affect the weight or the purity of the coin, so they really don't bother me that much. But, you know, no toning, no milk spots. That's how I like to keep my coins. If they do tone, if they do spot, whatever, but why would I want to go after that? It's like a new pair of shoes, right? They're eventually going to get dirty, but you don't take them out in the mud the first day you get them. Okay. Yeah, see, this one's got that little ding too. Every single one of these, I think, has that. That's interesting. Wonder what caused it. All right, let's see. Looks like the fights are just gearing up for the main card right now. So nothing for a fight companion as of right now. Let's see what else I can pull out of the old safe. One sec, guys. I'm not sure what's in this tube. This tube is like half full. Let's see. Oh, okay. We got some more wildlife. Yes. Yeah, stacking nickel would be interesting. Or copper. People The thing is with stacking copper is you're getting destroyed on the premium. It's like double the price of what the actual copper is worth, and there's so much copper everywhere. I wouldn't bother stacking it. Okay, let's see. We got a Royal Canadian Buffalo. I think, are all these Buffaloes? Yep, looks like they all are. Okay. These should be able to test right in the middle of the green since they are 4.9's fine. What year is this? A 2013. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's right in the middle. Fun to pour copper. Oh yeah, Mike, I bet. I don't know how different it would be than pouring silver, but you could probably learn with copper, right? Oh, these are right in the middle. That is, ah, gosh. The Royal Mint really pays extra attention to these. Gorgeous. Fun, yeah, fun to pour copper. There's like a little shop near my house that sells all kinds of like copper bracelets and rings and stuff like that. And they like tout the benefit of copper, having it on your skin and the whole energy thing. But yeah, copper's it's a poor man's silver. It's a great metal. It's just the only problem with it is it degrades faster than silver does, and it's not a noble metal. Although new alloys are coming out that allow it to do quite a bit of the same stuff. And a lot of silver stackers get very like touchy about that because they think that copper is going to replace silver in the uses it's in now. It won't. And if anything, I think it's a good thing because then it makes people hoard the copper or the silver that they have even more because they will use it as a form of money and realize the value of it even more because it's like a supercharged copper. You know, there are downsides to silver being thrown away and not recycled. Just because there's less of it in circulation doesn't automatically mean it's a good thing for silver. You would think so because of supply and demand, but there is a lot of gold above ground and people don't seem to care about that. Okay, these are all looking good. Let's finish these ones out, and then I think I'm going to go get some food and end the stream, guys. I'm starting to get tired. Thank you for sticking with me. I know we didn't get to the main events of the fights, but I'm getting fatigued. You guys wear me out. And this was a fun live stream to kind of get my feet wet. I haven't done one of these in a year or so. And I haven't been able to do one from my phone because YouTube doesn't let you live stream from your phone until after you have a certain amount of followers. Awesome. Thanks for the subscription, Mike. Really appreciate it, man. You rock. Hope you have a great weekend. JST Hobbies, if you're still around too, brother, thank you for sticking with me. Keep on stacking, guys. I'll go live again soon. Be safe out there tonight, brothers. Wrap it up if you hit the strip club. Good night.